the collagen that is produced takes a little while to improve. So you're going to continue to have more improvements over the course of 3 to 6 months. This is another example of resurfacing with Active FX showing improvement in the wrinkles in her forehead as well as on the sides of her eyes. And she had, again, this is great results for with the less aggressive Active FX and Deep FX. And she was super happy with her results. She also had improvement along her cheek in this area. And you can choose to do, again, more aggressive resurfacing with more downtime and more recovery. But she loved her procedure. She loved all her procedures, and she really liked it, especially around her eyes and her neck, and essentially her eyelids were, were down and hard to see, and with her procedures she was able to get a lot of improvement. Now, I mentioned earlier that you can be more aggressive with CO2 resurfacing, and this is an example of doing max FX where it's not the combination of active and deep FX, but it's more using the active FX but in a more aggressive fashion where you're having more overlap and you're concentrating more on the superficial aspects, where you're taking the layers of skin down and deeper. And as you can tell with that previous slide, she had improvement around her lips. And this is another example of max FX, where she had improvement of her wrinkles in her cheek. She had really deep wrinkles before, and those were markedly improved. And you can see that her creases around her eyes are markedly improved from before. And she has, in the next slide, I'm going to also show you more improvement of her wrinkles. And now she had more downtime, and if you had that vacation time, about a week, you can get these better results if you want, and it's really up to you again. And see, this is another example of improvement of her crow's feet here, as well as her cheek. You markedly see that those have improved, and some of her pigmentation is also improved as well. But these crow's feet and these wrinkles around her cheek have really made a big difference. And this is a picture that was taken at 3 months, and she's going to continually get better over the course of another 3 to 6 months. Here's another picture again of crow's feet, how Max FX can really improve those crow's feet as well as the upper cheek area. Also, when you do resurfacing, you can kind of choose where you want to be aggressive. You don't necessarily have to have the whole face undergo very aggressive forms, and I typically do that. I tend to try to be more aggressive where the wrinkles are really deep, and so that can sort of cut down on the healing time, because if you leave certain areas treated aggressively and certain areas not treated aggressively, the ones that aren't treated aggressively will help heal the other areas. And that's sort of the principle of Active FX in their spot size. They do these micro alterations where that follows that same principle, where they leave certain areas to be unaffected by the laser to help the areas that have been treated. And that's the principle with Active FX. This is one of my patients who had a huge improvement in her wrinkles in her face, along her cheeks and around her lips, and also the pigmentation. Now, this is taken with the same camera in the same area, the same lighting. She just seems brighter here because she's reflecting more of that light back to you. Because wrinkles can cause that light to be reflected in different areas, but when it's flatter, you're going to have more light coming back at you, and that's really what the difference is. It's not a camera thing or changing different lighting. It was exact. We took those pictures exactly the same way. This is the same thing. She had marked improvement in her cheek area from doing Max FX. She had the vacation time to take, and so she opted for the more aggressive form, and she was very, very happy. And you can see here she had marked improvements around her mouth area. Her lip lines are improved, as well as her whole cheek area, and she was super happy with her results. And this was actually taken approximately at 2 months, and so she's going to keep getting better even more. If I were to take a picture at another 3 to 4 months, she's going to look even better. And this is a close-up of her cheeks, or an angle of her cheeks to show the improvement of the pigmentation as well as the wrinkles. She just had a marked improvement in her deep wrinkles, and her wrinkles were so deep that there were almost essentially scars on her face. And essentially she was ecstatic with the results. She had an improvement of her tone, her pores are a lot better as well. And this is another close-up of her cheeks, showing that essentially it's a huge improvement of all the wrinkles and a lot of the pigmentation. She could even get another treatment of resurfacing to improve some of these other wrinkles even more if she wanted. And she's currently thinking about doing that. And she had a great quote: "I love my face. There has been especially great improvement in the cheek area. I feel great, and I feel a lot younger. My daughter thinks I look a lot better." But CO2 resurfacing, essentially, especially with active effects, with the different parameters that you can choose to essentially fit any lifestyle, you can really have a lot of improvement of the appearance of your skin, including wrinkles, superficial and deep, as well as scars. It can take away the pigmentation that you don't like in your skin, and you can really choose how much downtime you want. But just remember that the less aggressive you are, the less results you have, but you can always do it again. And if you have more downtime, you can go with the more aggressive resurfacing, and may not have to repeat it again in the near future. And many studies have shown that if you go with the more aggressive type of resurfacing, your results typically last anywhere from 8 to 10 years, and studies have shown that's when people start considering redoing the resurfacing at 8 or 10 years. So you can really have some results for quite a long time. And I would love to talk to you more about how it can fit your lifestyle and any other questions you have. And thank you very much.